from the last episode, I said that we're gonna copycat this Taipan mini snowy mooncake with egg yolk custard and mung bean paste. Wow, very long name. And it is 180 calories per piece. This tiny piece is 180.
Okay, hold up. Sorry, my bad. It's actually 180 calories per half a piece. So it's 360 calories for one. Alright, let's resume.
Not too bad, considering the traditional ones, like with the lotus paste and all that, it's like 600 calories. Insane. But we're gonna make something healthier and possibly yummier. I don't know. I'll review the result at the very end. So stick around and watch how I make this magic happen. Let's go.
Okay, I need to do some shopping and I'm here at TNT. It's one of the biggest Chinese chain supermarkets in Canada. It's kind of like 99 Ranch in the States. Gotta say we're very blessed. We have everything here. Things you can find and things that are difficult to find in Hong Kong, like dragon beer candy. Okay, I'm going to the frozen section looking for the Taipan brand. It's my favorite snowy mooncake brand. Sweet, they're on sale. Now allow me to introduce my top 3 flavor. First up, the classic mung bean paste. And then the sesame custard. And the one that we're trying to copycat is the egg yolk custard mung bean paste. Now we're gonna get our salted duck egg yolks. Life of a shorty. Okay, the last thing I need is the mung bean. Okay, let's go home. First, pour a pack of mung bean into the Instant Pot. Then a handful of dry Logan Fruit. Then a dry Jujube and some water. We just need enough water to cover the mung bean. Press pressure cook and then for 10 minutes and start. It looks like rice when it's done. It should be soft and you can crumble it like that. Then we're going to process it in the food processor or a blender. Don't forget to remove the pit for the jujube. Then add a 1/4 cup of skim milk powder and just a little bit of water. And now we're going to process it. Transfer it into a mixing bowl and we're gonna knead it a little bit. It's slightly warm so it's quite therapeutic. Now we're gonna wrap the whole thing with cling film and set it in the fridge. Then we're gonna work on the custard filling. We'll need 6 salted duck egg yolks. Fill a medium pot with 1/2 inch of water and place a steaming rack in there. Bring the water to a boil and we're gonna steam our salted duck egg yolk for about 7 minutes. Ta-da! When it's done, it should look like this. Then I'm going to process them in a mini food processor. When it's done, it should look like fine crumbs. Just like this. Now we're going to pour 200 milliliter of milk into the measuring cup. Then add 1 tablespoon of custard powder through a sieve. And 4 teaspoon cornstarch. Now mix well. In a saucepan over low heat, we're going to add 2 egg yolks and in total 4 tablespoons of sugar. Here I only added 2 tablespoons because I just wanted to see if I like it enough. But at the end I realized it's not sweet enough for me. Now and then we're going to add the milk mixture into it and slowly bring it to a slight boil. In the meantime, keep stirring, and you can increase the temperature to medium-low heat. It's been a few minutes and it's thickening up. It should have this kind of consistency, not too thick and not too runny. Now we're going to add our salted duck egg yolk into our custard. Mix well. And as I mentioned earlier, I am adding the last bit of sugar, but in total I have 4 tablespoons of sugar in my custard. Then add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Mix well, and then we're going to let it cool down in the fridge. Don't forget to cover it with a cling film. In a pan over low heat, we're going to cook some glutinous rice flour. Cook it until it's slightly yellowish. Do not burn it. This is for dusting later on.
Ready, go!
From the fridge, we're going to pull out the mung bean paste and we're going to roll them into small balls. Now back to our custard. I have a mason jar here, a piping bag, and I'm putting through a 1/8 tip into the piping bag. And then I'm putting this piping bag into the mason jar, and I'm going to fill the piping bag with the custard. Now that the custard is chilled, you can see that it has thickened up, so I'm going to thin it out with some milk. We want it to be runny enough so that it has an oozing effect, but not too runny so that we can't work with it. The idea is to pipe it out and put it in the freezer and let it harden. And then we're going to put these filling inside the mooncake, and when it's at room temperature, it kind of reverts back to this kind of consistency, and we'll have our oozing effect in the mooncake. Now we're going to pipe it onto a silicone mat. And then we're going to set it in the freezer to harden, and then we're going to work on our snowy skin. In a mixing bowl, I have a 1/4 cup of glutinous rice flour, and I'm adding 2 tablespoons of cornstarch into it. Then I'm mixing 2 teaspoons of honey into 3/4 of a cup of water, and then I'm going to pour the liquid into the flour mixture. Mix well. Arms are going to get toned. I'm just adding a bit of water at a time, but the measurement doesn't change. I know it looks runny, but it's perfectly fine. In a plate, I'm just going to add a tablespoon of oil. You can be classy and coat your plate with a brush, or you can be like me and get dirty with your hand. Then we're going to pour the flour mixture into the plate and we're going to steam it. Okay, you're familiar with the process now. We're going to need a medium pot with 1/2 inch of water, a steaming rack, and we're going to steam it for a total of 20 minutes. Halfway through, we're going to take it out and we're going to do some arm workout with it. And the reason why we're stirring it halfway through it's because it'll make it chewier. My goodness, we're getting some big guns here. Okay, we're going to steam it for 10 more minutes. Okay, we're going to jab the toothpick into the dough, and if it comes out clean, it means it's cooked through. We're going to pour a good amount of glutinous rice flour onto the counter. That is if it cooperates. Now we're going to transfer the mochi dough onto the counter. It's actually super hot, so make sure you let it cool down before you work on it. Pet it. And then flatten it, and then roll it up. And then we're going to try and cut it into equal pieces. It's sticky. coating with your rolling pin with some more flour, we're gonna roll out some wrappers. Okay, we're going to coat each piece with flour so it doesn't stick together. And then we're going to coat our mooncake mold. We're finally ready to assemble everything together. So let's take out our custard filling from the freezer. Remove them from the silicone mat. Now we're going to flatten the mung bean ball into a round wrapper. Place the frozen custard in the middle, then gently push the paste upwards to seal the custard completely. And then we're going to shape it into a ball again. And then we're going to wrap the ball with a snowy skin and cut out any excess dough. Be sure to sprinkle more fairy dust. The last thing we want is our mooncake to stick to the mold. Now we're ready to insert our mooncake into the mold. Gently press down the spring bar. And then there's our final product.
Woo! Hi! You see my lovely face. That was a lot of work. But we're gonna do a taste test now. Ooh, look at this. The one at the top is Taipan and this is mine. Just look at the lava. It's like oozing out. My presentation wins a mile, I think, at least. I'm very happy with that. So, let's do a taste test. First up, let's try the Taipan one. There's a reason why I'm copycatting this because it's really good. Very fragrant. With the custard, with the milk powder, and vanilla. Now let's try mine. But first let me just drink some water, just to be fair. I actually like my mochi, the exterior better. It's chewier. It's a little bit thicker, so there's more chew to it. I can taste more of the mung bean flavor, not necessarily the fake artificial flavor like the vanilla or whatnot. So it's actually a little bit different in terms of the taste. And the only thing that I don't like about this is that it's not as sweet as the other one, but I didn't add too much fruit to it. Like, you can obviously adjust to your liking. You can add more fruit. Actually, I prefer my last mung bean paste better with the honey. So I think the next time when I make it, I'm gonna make it with honey instead. And if you want to know how to make it, you can just go back to my last episode to learn how to make that mung bean paste. It's pretty much a very similar idea, but you just add honey to it. They're different. So if you ask me if I'm successful in this round copycatting the mooncake, yes and no. It's different, but it's good. And it's healthier.
Mine's nearly half the calories.
So I would consider it as a win. What do you think? Let me know in the comment below. Overall, I'm very happy with this. I think it's worth making your own and giving like homemade or handmade food to your friends and family. It's very, very meaningful. And you know what's in it, so I would recommend it. I would make it again, but as you have seen, it is quite a bit of work. Not if you have an Instant Pot, it's pretty easy to make a mung bean. And the custard, you don't really have to make it. Like the other version that they have is without the custard. It's very, very good as well. Let me show you guys. So this is the one. This is the other one without the custard. This is just the Taipan Mini Snowy Mooncake with mung bean paste. I've actually made some without the custard just to compare again. And I actually quite like this classic flavor. It's nothing too fancy. I'm just going to cut one up and let you guys see what's inside. So this is the inside. It's basically exactly the same as the other one, but without the custard. But anyway, bottom line, what I was trying to say is that you can make this version without custard. It's a lot easier if you don't want to go into all those steps, and it would still be very wonderful. Or even red bean paste, that would be very good. And yeah, that concludes all the mooncake for this year. I'll see you guys next year for another type of mooncake episode. See you guys next time, bye-bye. Hi, it's me again. I'm really sorry I'm back again. I forgot to mention that you can actually make these mung bean paste mooncake without the lava and without the snowy skin, and it still tastes very good. Looks like this inside, just without the skin, without the lava. And it is actually a thing, by the way, and you can enjoy your mooncake with even less calories. And that's all. I'm not gonna be back, I promise. See you guys next time. Bye bye. Bye for reals.